Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back. New video, so check it out. We're gonna be doing an unboxing right here. We got a package today from Coast Airbrush. Ordered some stuff last week and it came in today. Very excited. Let's go right ahead and open this up. Got my trusty razor blade right here. We're gonna cut this tape, get this box opened up and see what I ordered, what I got in. Can't wait to share with you guys all the goods right here. Yeah. All right, cool. Let's just set that there and let's see. It's gonna be quite a variety of things that I've been wanting to get. You know, every time I'm getting ready to place an order with Coast Airbrush, I got a list of stuff, and in this list I'm always like, all right, what do I need? What am I missing? What am I currently working on that I need? Man, and look at this. Lots of goodies in here already. My eyes are tripping out right now, all the stuff that's in this box. So let's go right ahead and start pulling out some items. And I'm gonna lay these out. Thank you for the packaging. Shout outs to David Moning right there. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna lay out this stuff out. I'm gonna start bringing it out. And then we're gonna talk about it real quick. See what I got in. Damn, look at this. That's dope. Look at that right there. There's like a 100 pack right here. Stainless paint rattlers. All right, cool. Here, let me flip it like this better. See the packaging right there. Oh yeah. Then we also got some mixing cups. And then we got some caps here. Let me take the caps out. Lay those out right there. We got the Easy Mix right here. Stand those up right there. I'm gonna need my razor again to bust out this stuff right here that they packaged up. Oh yeah, man, this is so dope, dude. Some cool stuff, things that I've been wanting, I've been waiting on. You know, it's always good to do like an inventory kind of list of what you currently have and what you need, you know, just to see what is it that you need to order next. So this way you're well prepared, because you know, most times what do? We visit websites and we're like, all right, dope, I'm gonna order this, and then next thing you know, you're forgetting something. You're like, oh man, I forgot to order this, you know? So it's always good to make a list and just have it around until you're getting ready to place that order, and you make sure you get everything covered, you know? Let me go set the box aside. Damn, I'm like hitting the camera and everything. It's all good. Man, this is so cool right here, man. So let me set up the bottles right there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put these over here because I know I'm gonna knock these down for sure. They're just standing right here, just waiting for me to knock them down. All right, cool. Let me get that razor again. I gotta take this candy right here, this concentrate. So I ordered a 1 ounce bottle of candy concentrate from HouseofKolor. It's most likely going to be the magenta color that I ordered right here. Yeah, man, they package this stuff so well, especially you know, when they put this they put these in plastic bags. Everything's all taped up, and a lot of the times this is to prevent any fumes and things to leak out, you know, and spread out. So this holds everything nice and tight, and then with the plastic and then more tape right there. And then over here we have a couple of more HouseofKolor products. Let's see here. Let me just try not to damage the bottles. Imagine end up slicing through the bottle, get product everywhere, spread out. So this right here, this is the striping and lettering enamel in white that I ordered right there. And then this one here, woo-wee, look at this right here. This is cool right here. Man, this is cosmetic styling pearls, and I'm gonna put this up to the camera. I want you guys to see the let me see if you can see some of the pearl that's in here, some of the effect. There we go. Let me turn this around right there. And this is nice. Yeah, there's a lot of pearl all right here. This is dope. So excited for this product right here. All right, guys. So let's start off with what I got and why I got it. All right. So for the first item right here that you see, this is an Iwata product. You know, they are these small little circular foams. And the reason I got this was for my compressor. I own and I use an Iwata Jet Pro compressor. And, you know, I've had this since, I believe, like 2016, 2017. And that compressor is my workhorse. I use it so much all the time. I also use a lot of other Iwata products. And the one thing that I never, ever switched out is any of these filters that go in the compressor. If you take the box of the compressor apart, you know, you just unscrew the bolts and you remove that. On the side of the compressor, you're going to notice there's these plastic caps that are there. You could remove those, and that's where you could insert these in there and then pop the new ones back in, or you know, take out the old, put the new ones in. So I need to do that. It's been so long I have not done that, and I'm like, yo, like, what's going on? Like, why am I taking so long? You know, I should definitely be on top of this. It shouldn't be you know, like something that I'm like, oh, like I'm just kind of waiting on that, you know, like why am I waiting on that? I got to be on it. So this is the reason why I got this. And this is something that is overlooked. I keep forgetting, and I finally did it, and it's here. So soon I will be swapping that out. The next item are the rattlers. So these here, many years ago, I had used these before. These are so great. They're round, but in the center they have this an extra piece of metal, like it's like a ring around it, you know. And see, it looks like a planet right here. Let me see if I can pull that up. Look at that right there. Cool. All right, I think my camera's gonna start tripping now because I signaled it with my palm. Let me see if I can zoom in for you guys. Let me see. See, it's not gonna work. Hold on. Let me. I gotta override it. It always does this, man. Every time I show the palm right there. So this this product right here, it's really great because let's say you use one of these bottles and you're mixing in your paint, right? So what ends up happening is you could pretty much put one of these in here like that, right? Or you could put two of them, and these PET bottles, you could shake them up. Sometimes when paint gets trapped in the bottom corners, that little edge that the little shaker, the rattler has, will get in that edge. It'll strike it and it'll rest on that side. So that's a very helpful thing. And you know, the last pack I had, I think I bought like a 25 pack of them, and I started using them a lot in my bottles. So I use them a lot with the PET bottles. I wouldn't recommend putting them in any glass bottles because you will run the risk of shattering those bottles as you're agitating it, because at some point you're going to go really hard, you know. But anything that's like that, or a can, even something like this, you could put your rattlers in there and you should be good. So got a 100 pack right there. That should last me a pretty long time right there. The mixing cups. So the reason for the mixing cups, and I got two types, and this is all from the same brand, the Easy Mix. So one thing that was happening is every time I mix clear, I was doing it out of a Tamiya bottle, right? It has all the measurements and everything works fine. But it got to the point where I almost felt like I was using like the clear was being contaminated with every time I would like do a new mix, you know, because a lot of material that was left behind, I felt like I was falling in, you know. And I started to notice some of my clear coating on models was acting up. So part of my investigation, like, all right, I got to get down to the root of this. I need to switch it up. I need to use something that I could just throw away and use a new one, you know, as opposed to trying to keep recycling, cleaning it. And it's just, even cleaning, it takes so long. And sometimes those things you don't even, it's just like, get rid of them, you know? So I went ahead and I ordered the Easy Mix mixing cups, 2 different sizes. So I'm using HouseofKolor Show Clear, right? And it's a 3:1:1 mix. So right here, you see all the measurements. And right here, we have the 3:1:1, where I could put my 3 parts of clear, 1 part reducer, and then 1 part catalyst. And bam, I'm ready, right? I could have it all in this little cup right here. And then I could, this feels like you could even kind of squeeze it a little bit and then just pour it in the cup, right? All said and done, I could throw this away. I only got 5 of them just because I wanted to compare the size and see what's up. This right here, obviously a lot larger. Still, you know, using the ratios, it gives you 1:1, 2:1, 3, you know, 3:1:1, like pretty much all the same that's on here. But it's just going to be a bigger size cup and more, obviously more ounces. But in the future, you know, if I plan on mixed paint and stuff, these are going to come in handy, and I have them. I don't got to wait and be like, oh, I never got them. You know, I need to wait now. I can't continue on my projects. So I got these now, super excited. And, you know, I'm glad I got them. There's a reason why I got them right there. So over here, I ordered these 4-ounce PET bottles, and these are all empty. The reason why I got these is because I'm planning on mixing some of my own paint, and this way I can mix the quantities I have. Even if it's not 4 ounces, I could always mix 1 ounce, 2 ounce, whatever ounces I want to do, right? But 4 is the max, and I could always label them with tape, write down what it is, and then you got the twist cap right here that I could just pour in, put my rattlers in there, agitate it, and set it aside. I was using a lot of the Tamiya jars. They're great. They seal the paint great and everything. But I noticed that, you know, pouring was causing more of a mess. I was using a lot of pipettes, started running out of those. So now with this is a little more practical. You know, I could fill it up, use it, and then once I'm really done toward the end where I don't have no more of that paint, I could always you know, re-pour new, or I can, you know, take out the rattlers and discard it. You know, it's just gonna depend like what kind of paint and what I'm doing. So I got 5 of them as well right there. And then these ones here are the 2 ounce right there. So these are a little smaller right there, as you could see. And also these caps, they're more of the you just like pop these open. Let me get a better grip like this. There you go. Pop them open, and then just pour in your paint, pop it back, ready to go. Pretty similar to this. The way this paint was poured, it's pretty much the same size and everything right there. And I got 5 of these as well. So that right there is part of that. And then these are just extras, you know. It doesn't hurt to have extra caps just in case, if you need them, in case you run into an issue where you snap it or it's just not, you know, snapping back in great or whatever. It's a little loose. You can always use them. But, you know, even though whatever, like the original ones, if they're not popping in place, you could squeeze it down and then just put tape, right? Kind of just like this. And let's see, next item, I wanted to get the urethane enamel pinstripe paint, but in white. One of the reasons is, you know, speaking with Mercado, he had told me, you know, I was telling him about the pink color I have, and I was telling him how it kind of was starting to look a little more red. And he suggested you should add some white in there, like mix some of the white urethane and mix it in together until you get the pink that you want. So it's not so bright, you know. You could have different hues of pink and maybe have like a couple examples, you know, maybe pour a little bit more on the other, you know, versus the other one, and just go with what you're going to like. So he gave me that idea right there, and I was like, you know what? I don't have the white. I better get the white. And he did mention, man, I go through white so much. Like, I use it with a lot of stuff that I'm mixing in. So that was a great tip from him right there. So I went ahead and got myself a white striping can right there. And then the next product is candy concentrate in a magenta. You know, I already have the pink. I had asked David Money when the pink is coming back, and you know, he says it's going to still take a while. They're kind of waiting on that. But in the meantime, the magenta is the closest thing to it. But he did say that magenta is used more. That seems to me more the to-go-to one for the pink, right? So I went ahead. I don't have magenta, and I wanted to support, take his word for it, and try it out. And I got it right here. We got the magenta. All right, cool. So then the next product here is the Cosmetic Styling Pearl. This is an S2FX34, and this is used with the Shipment 2 line from HouseofKolor. So pretty much, I already have the Transnebula, which pretty much is an effects like carrier base that's transparent. So in there, I can add, you know, you can mix that with candies, you can mix that with pearls, with flakes. You know, you could use this. So I could do like 3 parts of the Transnebula and then 1 part of this, and I can mix that in, and I'm gonna have this like pearl, like, you know, hue in there. But they also have other Transnebula FX carriers that are colored too. So I bought one in blue. So I do have one in blue. So even like something like this, I could pour it in there, but I could mix it up. A different type of carrier that I have, you know, if it's like a metallic, I could even pour that in there. We could have two of them in there, but that one part, it has to be almost like a half. So like a half of this and half of the other one to make the one, right? In order for it to work. So, you know, man, I love pearls. I love seeing paint jobs with pearls and everything. I like, you know, looking at classic cars with pearls from back then and everything. And even just people that bust out with pearl paint jobs, you know, whether it's lowriders, hot rods, customs, everything across the board, motorcycles, something about the pearl, it just is such a beautiful product that's out there. You know, the same with the flakes, the metallics, all this stuff. It's very beautiful. And, you know, I have a lot of dry flake, dry pearl, but to get it already like in a liquid form like this is dope. So while it's here right now and we're in 2025, might as well get it, start playing with it, start applying it to some projects, and go from there. So, what do we got here? Check out this brush. This is a MAC brush right here. And the reason why I got this brush is, you know, I recently was going down a rabbit hole watching lots of videos with leafing, you know, laying down size and everything. And I came across Hot Rod Jen's channel, subscribed to her channel. I was following her on other platforms, but then I was like, wait, I never followed her on YouTube. What the heck? So got dialed in right there, started watching her videos. Very great videos, very educated, like the way they're very educational, the way they're laid out, right? The way she explains it and everything. And a lot of the stuff when she was doing the regarding gold leafing, I do have a lot of the stuff she was talking about. So the one thing I did not have that she mentioned was this MAC brush right here. And she went ahead and she did her demo and she showed it with this brush. And I know there's different ways to apply it, right? You could use different types of brushes depending on the size and everything. You could also airbrush it too. You could do so much stuff. But I was like, you know what? I don't have this brush. I'm going to get it. I really like the way it flowed, the way she did it, that I was like, all right, cool. I need to get it. I need to. So bam, it's right here now. We got it here. Still in the packaging. I'm going to leave it like this for now. Later, I'll bust it out and, you know, I'll end up breaking it out and using it. But for now, that stays there. This next item right here, this is a Craig Fraser product right here, right? And I believe it's like a collab with his son, I want to say. I mean, I could be wrong from the description from what I was reading, right? So you get some plastic razor blades right there. You also get a regular razor blade, but the edges on the corners, they're rounded. It's not like the one I was using right now, like this, that has the pointy, sharp edges. It's more like they're rounded, right? And then there's this other piece here where you pretty much attach it to, you use the rubber band to hold. And what this is intended for is like, let's say you're doing pattern work on a layout, right? On something flat, or even something that has like a curved surface, and you peel off your tape and everything, and you notice there's a tiny little paint edge, like a little raise, right? And what a lot of people do is they get a razor blade and they just like run it across and they cut off all that excess. It's like not too long ago when I was working on the Corvair, you know, something had happened where I had an edge from the pearl to the paint, and I did show it on my shorts, but I had to go in there and I had to pretty much get a plastic razor like this orange one and run it across and scrape off all that excess right there. Scraped off clean, and then later I was able to clear it and, you know, save time from not having to try to knock that off later, run into problems, or because there's no way of burying it. It's just there. It exists. So this is another way to get rid of that. You know, traditionally, a lot of people just freehand it and they do it, and that comes with experience, and I respect that. That is dope. It works for a lot of people, you know, but obviously there's options, things like this that come around, they get invented, they become available, and it's like, well, why not have it? Why not try it out, you know? And this is something that it also has like a soft material at the bottom. So when you do place it on that panel and you run it across to cut off and knock out all that excess paint that dried up and built up, that bottom piece, just know that it's not going to scratch or mess up your bottom surface. And obviously you want to do this when everything's already dry, right? And this was something that's been on my list for a minute. I talked to my friend, Paint Maverick. He does have it too. And there are videos. I did see there are videos of people using this, and they swear by it. They recommend it. So I was like, man, I got to get this. You know, there is more stuff that's going to be coming in down the pipeline. There's just a lot more things I want to get. I mean, check out Coast Airbrush website. They got so much cool stuff in there, you know, but all this stuff for me right now, I'm like, all right, cool. This is like a cool little order of stuff that I need to get in to get back into the groove of painting stuff. It's just been fun testing out a lot of paints that I have, and, you know, spraying out those Hot Wheels and stuff. Later, I'm going to do these other videos showing these models that I was looking for, and I found them. They're like 132 scale, small little model cars that I had started a while back, and they're primered, and I just got to review them real quick and scuff them down, reprimer them one last time because it's been so long, and then start hitting them with the paint, you know. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to take off. I hope see you guys on the next one. All right. Peace out.